So, how does a single speech build an entire empire? We're about to dive into an incredible story where one man's idea, delivered with just absolute conviction, didn't just shake up an industry, it created the world's very first billion-dollar company. This is a true masterclass in the power of persuasion.
It sounds like something out of a legend, right? But this really happened one night back in 1900. And the secret behind it, it wasn't just sharp business tactics or a lucky break. It was an invisible force, a principle of the human mind that honestly is just as powerful today as it was back then.
All right, to really get why this speech was so powerful, you have to picture the scene. We need to step onto the battlefield. Imagine America in the late 1800s, the Gilded Age. The steel industry wasn't just a business. It was an all-out war zone, fought by absolute titans.
At the heart of this war were two completely opposing forces. On one side, you have Andrew Carnegie, the undisputed king of steel. He thrived on brutal, relentless competition. And on the other, you have J.P. Morgan, the titan of Wall Street, who just wanted to control the chaos through big mergers. Their approaches couldn't have been more different and was tearing the entire industry apart.
We're not talking about healthy competition here. This was a destructive, cutthroat war with no end in sight. Prices were collapsing, profits were just vanishing, and people's fortunes were being wiped out. The industry was literally bleeding out, which set the stage for a truly radical solution.
So let's zoom in on the main event. The setting is a dinner party at the prestigious University Club in New York City. You've got 80 of the country's most powerful financial leaders all in one room. And one man is about to get up and bet his entire career on the power of a single idea.
Our hero for the night is Charles M. Schwab. And no, just to be clear, this isn't the guy who founded the brokerage firm we know today. This Schwab was Andrew Carnegie's brilliant right-hand man, the president of Carnegie Steel, and he was the one tasked with giving the evening's big speech. And who was the guest of honor? Sitting right there, listening to every single word? None other than the most powerful and famously skeptical banker in the world, J.P. Morgan. He was the one man Schwab absolutely had to win over. No pressure, right?
Now, Schwab was a master of persuasion. He knew that a typical dry business speech, just chock full of facts and figures, wouldn't work on these guys. It definitely wouldn't work on a man like Morgan. He needed something more, something that would hit on a different level. So instead of just reading off data points, he told a story. He painted this incredibly vivid picture of the future. A future where all this endless, wasteful competition was replaced by a single, massive, consolidated steel empire. An organization so efficient and so powerful, it could lower costs, stabilize the market, and dominate the entire globe.
But here's the thing. The real tension in that room wasn't about the business plan. It was pure human drama. It was the irresistible force of Schwab's passionate, unshakable belief crashing head-on against the immovable object of J.P. Morgan's legendary skepticism. It was a battle of one man's consciousness against another's.
So, you have to ask, how on earth did he do it? How did he manage to plant this monumental idea so effectively in the mind of a guy like Morgan, a man who had heard practically every pitch imaginable? What was the secret sauce?
Well, the answer, which was detailed decades later in Napoleon Hill's classic book, Think and Grow Rich, comes down to a really powerful principle. It's not just about being confident or optimistic. It's something much, much deeper.
Hill calls this principle success consciousness. He actually writes that when riches finally do come, they show up so fast and in such huge amounts that you'll wonder where they were hiding all that time. It's not about chasing success, it's about preparing your mind to receive it.
For Hill, getting to this success consciousness is an act of faith. But we're not talking about blind faith. It's an active, focused state of mind. A definiteness of purpose that's so strong it literally magnetizes your mind, attracting the people and the resources you need to make your goal a reality. And that's exactly what Schwab was doing that night. He wasn't just speaking words, he was transmitting his own absolute faith in this vision. His own success consciousness was so powerful that it actually magnetized Morgan's mind, making the banker see not just a dream, but an absolute, inevitable reality. So, what was the immediate, earth-shattering result of that successful transmission of faith? I mean, what happened next? Well, the moment the speech ended, Morgan, the great skeptic, was completely captivated. He didn't even hesitate. He pulled Schwab aside for a private, late-night chat. For about 30 minutes, the two of them talked, and the basic framework for the deal of the century was sketched out right then and there.
And the result of that one conversation? The creation of U.S. Steel, a corporation on a scale the world had never even imagined. It was valued at $1.4 billion in 1901, making it the very first billion-dollar company in history. And it all started with a single idea, delivered with absolute faith.
Now, this story is just incredible, but it's not just history. It proves that an intangible idea, when you back it with immense faith and a really definite purpose, can transform into a tangible, physical fortune. And you know what? This principle is available to every single one of us.
So you might be asking, how do you actually build this kind of focus? Well, Hill provides a practical 6-step formula in his book. It's designed to take a vague wish and crystallize it into a solid, definite plan. And that's the real starting point for developing true faith.
Ultimately, this whole story is just a powerful reminder of this timeless truth. The starting point of all great achievement isn't the money or the resources or even the connections. It all starts with an idea backed by the unwavering belief that it can and will be done.
So the real question here isn't just about history. It's about you. It's about your ideas, that goal, that vision you have for your own future. What could happen if you stopped just wishing for it and started backing it with the same kind of definite purpose and unshakable faith that built an empire